Hey friends, it's Lydia Taggart. I'm so glad you're here today. I have heard a coach giving some bad advice, and I really need you to tune in and listen up because don't do what this other person is saying. It's a bad idea to ignore people. Hey, I'm Lydia. I used to be an ordinary stay-at-home mom and wife. We had 2 kids, and for 3 years, everything was perfect until we got pregnant again. But this time with quadruplets. There was so much stress going from a family of 4 to a family of 8 overnight, so I created a system for renewing our relationships. This channel is dedicated to sharing that system, every single part of it. I love teaching how to connect, manage emotions, and turn it all into growing together times. You're going to find all that information right here. Okay, so I sure hope that no one is really listening to this other coach because it's going to have the opposite effect of what we're going for here. We want long-lasting, connected, friendly, happy relationships. And the thing that this other coach said to do is going to ruin it. It's the fast, sure way to end a relationship, so don't do it. Okay, so what did he say? I know you're wondering, what did he say? Well, he said a lot of things because it was a longer video, but I listened to the whole thing so I could tell you exactly what to do instead. So he said, if you're wondering how much your person loves you or not, you got to stop responding to their messages and ignore them. No, don't do that. He said the reason would be so you can see how fast they get worried about you. Why do you want to put worry onto the person that you love and care about? Why do you want to purposely make them worry? Okay, first of all. Second, if you're going to ignore them, that's going to send the message that you don't care about them. It's not going to be like, oh, look how much they care about me. They're messaging me, they're worrying about me. And then he says, don't respond to them for like a day or two, sometimes for a week. No way any relationship could survive when you're intentionally ignoring someone just to see what their reaction is. That's a bad idea. We want to connect, not push each other away. We want to reach out and connect and ask them how they're doing and tell them how you're doing, not push them away and ignore them. Okay, so then the next thing this coach said, more bad idea. He said, you've got to ignore them after they start reaching out to you. So first he's like, you got to see how long it takes them to think of you and care about you, to know that they're really invested and want to be with you. And then do not respond to them. For real? If my husband didn't respond to a message from me for a day, I would be calling the police to find out where he was, if someone murdered him or something. You don't do that. It's not funny. It's not a good way to find out if they care about you. What you want to do instead is quite the opposite. I mean, you don't want to flood them with constant messages. You don't want to be like a constant nagging, persistent kind of, I am here, pay attention to me. We don't want to do that. But we do want to say, hey, I hope you're having a good day. I'm thinking of you. What's wrong with that? Let them know that you're thinking of them. And then pretty sure if they respond, like if they don't respond to you for a week of, hey, how's it going? You're going to cut it off, right? You're going to be like, I guess this isn't going to happen because nothing is working. You're not responding to me. But if you get to that point and you say, hey, are you okay? You're not responding to me. A lot of times they'll return and go, oh, I lost track of time. I'm totally like, I thought that I sent that to you, and are you okay? And I thought that I was seeing you anyway, and I thought you already knew. We assume that people can read our minds, and it is a bad idea to force and intentionally disconnect to try and connect. It doesn't work. Absence might make the heart grow fonder. When you get back together, it's stronger, but it's not intentionally, I'm going to get away from you. It's maybe I'm going to take care of myself. I've got to go take care of my family. My parents are aging, or whatever the situation is. There's some reason why you're not available, right? I had a lot of time over our marriage where my husband was a scoutmaster, and so he would go out in the mountains. There's no way to connect. There's no way to communicate for a week or so, weeks at a time. But it wasn't like, I'm getting away from you. It's, I'm going to do something. And then it comes back and we share all the stuff that happened in between that time. But if you actually intentionally say, I'm disconnecting, you're going to get more disconnection, because that's what your goal is. Please don't follow this guy's advice. Oh, I hope nobody is really listening to him. I hope everyone who finds his message realizes that that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea to just ignore people and hope that they will feel loved. We don't feel love when we ignore each other. We feel, okay, so you got the hierarchy of needs, right? You got your base level need of safety and security. And when we ignore people, it takes that safety and security away. And then you can't build anything else if you don't have this foundational layer of safety and security. We want to build that safety, build that trust, and ignoring each other is not how it happens. It is not. We want to reach out and connect and share our feelings and share our emotions and share our thoughts and our ideas and all of the things that make us who we are. We want to share that. We want them to share with us, because that's how we connect. That's how we build a trusted, connected relationship that's going to last. When you know that you can trust and you have this foundation to build on of safety. Safety is so important, so important. You can't do anything else if you're not feeling safe. You just can't. And it starts with you paying attention to each other. You've got to pay attention, not ignore. Don't shut the phone off. Don't ignore them. And when they do reach out, respond. Oh my goodness. Have you ever had someone come into the room and you're like, hey, how's it going? And they don't respond. You're like, that's not a friendship building, happy kind of thing. It's fine. I won't say hi to you. And it's just our human nature to want to withdraw. We want connection. We feel like someone is ignoring us. Even at high school, at lunch, nobody sits by me. I guess I'll just go sit by myself. Instead of, hey, I want to sit by somebody. I'm going to go find somebody to sit by. It's not a common, natural thing to reach out and want to connect that way. We automatically, I don't know why, subconsciously we think, oh, nobody wants to be with me. I guess I'll just not be with anybody, because we don't want to put them out, be a burden, or whatever the case is, subconsciously. But I guarantee if you reach out several times, it might take a while to get past that pattern and break it into your new level of connection. If you go to a lunchroom in the high school, if you were a high school student, which I know you're probably not, but if you went and you said, hey, I'm going to sit by somebody, and you seek out somebody and you sit by them, even if you don't know them, after a week or two of sitting at the same table with the same people, even though they didn't invite you, you're going to find some friendship growing. And in our relationships with our spouse, it's like that. We don't want to pull back. We don't want to push them away and repel them. We want to connect. So if you keep going every day at lunch, send them a message on your lunch break, send them a text. Don't expect a big response if they're working, because a lot of times you got to do your job when you're at work. Even if you have a lunch break, you might not get to sit down and actually take a real break and be on your phone and everything. You have to work when you're at work. But having that message, that little ping, hey, I'm thinking of you, you're amazing, it really builds and connects instead of pushing away. It's the opposite effect. You feel alone, reach out and do something about it, because the goal is to not be feeling alone. So do something to not feel alone. Don't be like, oh, I guess I'm alone. And then you're more alone, right? And we just do this as humans. It's just a natural response, and it doesn't make sense, but we all do it. So we have to consciously think, I want to feel connected. I'm going to do something to be connected. We have to consciously decide to send that message and respond to a message when we get it. And it will get better. Don't ignore each other. It takes away that safety. It takes away that trust when we ignore intentionally. Please, please, please don't let this happen to you. Okay. You're amazing. You can do it. You got some amazing tools. You can do anything. You try it. Don't give up. It's worth it. I'm Lydia Taggart, and I am so glad you've been here. Like, follow, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.